starting to see
about the one-day pass.
Yeah, no, not the one-day pass, but about the receivers. I mean, to me, it's like, I mean, it's tough out there. I think it's tough for these guys to find space.
They're battling.
I know. That's the thing I love about it out there right now.
I think it's a good sign for the secondary, but I will say I think you're seeing some improvement. I think, we saw Jalen Tolbert on a nice little comeback, was able to win and get off Anthony Brown for a catch.
Nice slant on Trayvon Diggs as well.
Right, absolutely. I think today, overall you started to see just from the entire group, they were able to win a little bit, whether it was Vasher, whether it was Tolbert, whether it was Simi Fehoko. I think today was a great day for CeeDee Lamb. But today, in my opinion, and we'll talk about it through the entire show, is all about Dak Prescott. This was his best day out in Oxnard. And if he can bring this every single Sunday, that's the type of MVP level Dak Prescott we saw the first half of last season.
So you were noticing then the same thing I was noticing then is the tight window throws.
Yep.
Yes.
They talk about the velocity of the ball getting there and stuff like that. I felt like he put it in some good spots today too.
Well, he was throwing guys open. That was the thing that stood out to me with the CD pass that was about 15 to 20 yards, a deep out towards the sideline. It was one of those where we had a perfect vantage point because CD broke his route right in front of us, and you can see it's right before CD's about to break out. Ball's out from Dak. He's throwing to a spot. He's throwing where he believes CeeDee Lamb should be. He's throwing him open. He's not waiting for the receiver to be open, see it, then let the ball go. That's where you can get into some trouble as a quarterback, right? Because now you're leaving room open for a DB to come over and make a play. Not today. Dak was ripping it to Dalton Schultz over the middle. We talked about the play early on in the padded practice to CD over the middle, but that was one. I thought it was an outstanding day for Dak Prescott. He was playing with confidence, the velocity, the zip on the football, but also I think the touch was back today. Not necessarily with the deep ball. We didn't see a ton of the nine route.
He hasn't hit. The
That's
route,
the one area we still need to see.
The route that Washington got hurt on was really Diggs just making a hell of a play. I mean, the ball was. I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, but he's missed a couple of different times on some deep balls where there has been some separation down there, and that surprised me a little bit. I wonder if it's just being able to step into the throw. Because there's been some clutter around. I don't think the pocket has been overly clean on some of these throws that Dak has had to make.
Yeah, and the guys that are running that type of route, it's a Dennis Houston. It is a James Washington. Of course, he gets banged up today, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get him back out here as soon as possible. But it's new receivers as well. It's not a guy that, I've been working with this guy for 3 or 4 years already. Dennis Houston's been here for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But you did see, I know we're talking about the 9 route. You're not seeing that get connected on, but you are seeing the intermediate to deep throws working
the throws
today.
He struggled with, like the accuracy of those throws, that was something when you look at the numbers from Warren Sharp, the deep ball top 5, intermediate near the bottom of the group.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so today you saw a lot of that. And last year the offense got to a place where it was just, we're taking what the defense gives us and they're going to give us the cushion and we can take the 5 to 7 yards pretty much anytime we want it. And defenses are daring you to push the ball down the field, even just like 12 to 20 yards. And all week last week you saw a lot of the short stuff. It's waggles. It's getting out of the pocket. Here's a 5 to 8 yard throw here and there. And then today you saw over the middle on the outside 12 to 20 yard throws, and those are the tight window throws. And there's no mistake about it that, of course, CeeDee Lamb has his best day when Dak's on point. And just maybe they're making a more concerted effort today to draw up those plays where you're working the middle of the field and you're working a little bit deeper. And I think that's a huge thing for the offense this year is get back to doing that kind of stuff.
Well, what's interesting, though, is the practice today wasn't a red zone practice or a 2-minute practice. It was normal down and distance. So that
makes all the difference in the world.
That to me, there would seem to be a little bit better flow.
Field's not tighter, but you don't want to get into the situation, and we've talked about this throughout the last handful of years, and this isn't a Kellen Moore thing either. It hasn't mattered who the offensive coordinator is, but the red zone struggles, that also might be the conversation of the offseason. Dak Prescott using his legs That, to me, is the area of the field where you want to see that happen more so than any other area, right?
Well,
inside the red zone.
You know, these are things we've talked about, like how are you going to change the dynamics? And one of the things they need to do is make a concerted effort to get to the ball to their star players. If you get that Dak Prescott running a little bit, you know, maybe there's enough coming along, because letting the defense dictate where you're going to go with the ball, I think, that's just not the way of getting it done.
I'll tell you what, though, in watching this defense play, it has been a struggle. It has been a struggle for this offense to have to get that space, to get that. I mean, you were talking about running the ball to the edge, and actually seeing Dalton Schultz get into a block and then, wall the guy off to where. So maybe some things that we really, really struggled with last year, maybe those things will kind of turn around for the better here. And I'm that's my hope, because this offense, they've got to find better balance. They've got to be more physical up front. I think they'll be a lot more physical up front with Tyler Smith. Wolchuk, you were talking about that very, very early about him. Gavin brought up about him taking Tristan Hill and putting him on his back.
Right.
But overall, what I saw a guy, when he hooked up, you weren't getting away from him.
No, he does not let you off of him. And even, I just think the best thing about him, and this is already improvement we've seen from his college tape, right? Even if he's caught out of position, you're not seeing the panic there. He's doing a good job of kind of getting his body into an area where he's walling off
the balance,
a defender
yeah.
to kind of make sure, okay, my quarterback or my runner still has a lane where they can throw the ball or get behind me. And they're doing an excellent job on those combo blocks. If it's him and Tyron Smith,
right,
that's where I think he's got a really big leg up on McGovern. If it's him and Tyler Smith, or even him and Biotish, they have to do a combo block, and it's basically them having to kind of seal off a side. They're blocking down with each other, and it just looks completely different when it's him in the game or if it's Connor McGovern. It's not working when it's 66 out there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they had problems in that one play. The play when Kearse went off the field, it just got, the blue shirts were just, they had totally walled off that left side, and that was against the ones, but that was also with Connor McGovern in there at guard.
Yeah.
So it wasn't very good.